Just as you pointed out, your books are based around history and philosophy, and my experience so far throughout A&M and much of what I've seen in academia is in the revisionist category, the revisionist thought. How can I, as a conservative, combat that? How is that going to be done through the academic field, or is this going to have to be done through other mediums?
Excellent question. Another way to frame the question is like this. How do people come to know things that aren't true? And the answer is something like this. A lot of our contemporary debate is based upon premises that are themselves never questioned. So let's say, for example, someone goes, Trump is a fascist. Now, this idea is based upon a bigger idea that is not stated. Fascism is on the right. Fascism is on the right. If fascism weren't on the right, it would make no sense to call Trump a fascist. If fascism were a leftist phenomenon, calling Trump a fascist would make no sense. The idea that fascism is on the right is embedded in I learned it as an undergraduate in college. Now, the reason young people come to know things that aren't true is that a professor writes a book, which is then acclaimed by his like-minded fellow professors whom he asks to write blurbs on the book. Great book, wonderful book, path-breaking book. A new understanding of Nazism will never be the same. And then pretty soon the New York Review of Books writes a review in the New York Times, and NPR then interviews the guy, and suddenly he's on the History Channel, and then Michael Moore comes rolling in to make a documentary on the guy, or a feature film. So what happens is you, the ordinary guy, then go, wow, fascism must be on the right. Why? Because my professor said something about it. I walked into Barnes & Noble, I saw a book about it, I heard something on NPR, and then I put in Wikipedia, there it is. So even though that's the same bullet ricocheting off 7 walls, and coming at you from different directions, you go, wow, it's confirmed. It was here, it was there, it was everywhere. It's got to be true. And this Dinesh guy's got to be lying to us. This is what our fight is all about. Almost all of what we call history is progressive history that was written by a revisionist school of progressives starting in the 1940s. I mean, progressivism goes back to much earlier in the century, but I'm talking about the progressive domination of the textbooks. And so after World War II, many progressive scholars who, by the way, knew that fascism was on the left, they had been there, they had seen it, but they go, if people think this in the future, it will make us look bad. We need to redefine fascism. We need to move it into the right-wing column. We need to be able to use it against our political opponents.
Lincoln was elected to unite a country and stop slavery. Democrats smeared him, went to war against him, assassinated him. Now their target is Trump. They say he's a racist, a fascist. But who are the real racists and fascists? A nation dies when its people are not free. It's now up to us to save America a second time.